So YAI is a large nonprofit agency, and it's a network of agencies. We're made up of two schools, both located in Manhattan. One is Manhattan Star Academy, which is a school for children with autism, ages 5 to 18. I'm sorry, 5 to 12. And this particular school is sensory based, so that when you go in, you touch the walls, they light up. If you touch the doorknobs, they kind of shake. And the positions that we're hiring there are more so for para and one-on-ones. So it's sort of an entry-level position if it's something you're looking for into getting into to work with children with autism. That's a place for you. Our other school is I Hope, which is a school for children with traumatic brain injury. Same type of care and support provided there, just a different skill set. So they're a little bit more hands-on. They provide that hand over hand in terms of feeding and helping with all other areas of daily living skills. But it's still an educational environment, and it's a place for children to learn. So they're looking for that, educational background there. So those are just two groups. And then we have a residential sector, which is pretty much our group homes. We provide services all across New York State, with the exception of Staten Island. We have group homes in the Bronx, Westchester, in New Jersey, Brooklyn as well. And there are different, both hands-on entry-level positions. So for people who are on the front lines, our direct support professionals kind of go in to the residential programs, and they provide that hands-on support, right? Helping with daily living skills, in the kitchen, preparing meals, helping with hygiene, keeping safety plans in check, helping with budgeting and community travel and that stuff. And then we have certain clinical hands-on support in the programs. Our assistant behavioral intervention specialists, who kind of serve as the lead on that team and kind of come from a clinical aspect and helping with that behavioral side, really understanding a diagnosis and understanding how to communicate with a person who's nonverbal and get to the root of some of their issues there. We have a number of crisis intervention programs for psychology majors, social work majors who are looking to kind of get into crisis intervention and learn behavioral intervention strategies. They work on a macro level, a systemic level. And in the START program, you don't necessarily work hands-on, but you work with the different systems in a person's life. So you're working with the teachers, you're working with the doctors, you're working with the parents, in trying to figure out what's causing a person to go into crisis, right? Someone who can't communicate to you that they're emotionally, dysregulated just because they don't have that ability to say that, they start to exhibit certain behaviors that manifest itself as crisis, right? And coordinators go out and they start conducting research with the different systems, the teachers, the doctors, to figure out what's changed in their life that may have kind of caused this crisis to happen. You figure it all out, and then you come together as a clinical team and you create a plan, a crisis intervention plan that kind of implements different strategies to prevent this crisis from escalating. So that's another clinical side of what we do. And on top of that, we have our Premier Healthcare Clinic, which is a one-stop shop clinic. It's a clinic open to the public, but it has clinical providers who specialize in working with adults and children with developmental and intellectual disabilities. So in a nutshell, we're a large organization that provides services and supports both in the home and in the community for both children and adults from beginning of life to end who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. And so, we're given the times right now, we usually have an internship program. So we also have, volunteer opportunities open for people who are interested in just kind of, dipping their toe in the water to figure out what it's like to work with this population. And we also for fall are opening up internship programs for people who may be interested in doing some clinical shadowing in our Premier Healthcare Clinic under licensed social workers.
Make sure to check out the My Career tab on the BC Navigator app. where you can track your career progress based on the amount of credits you've earned, stay updated on upcoming events from the Magner Center, and watch our videos for insight and advice on your career field.